Hey, hi everybody. Welcome to Whisky Mystery. I'm Phil.
I'm Deepa.
Jason Carroll. First time in, I see. Jason's watched all of our videos in a big binge. Well, I'm glad to see that you're still here at least for it. Blind tasting. What's it all about? We have been we've got about 120 left at the moment. Last week, Whisky Music picked a bottle for us out of the 120 on the shelf. This is going to be number 89 for the next 12 minutes. There we go. For the next 12 minutes, we will work our way through and see what this whiskey is. So first thing we need to do is pour a glass. How is it going to be? I'm going to give it a little rinse around. Little whiskey abuse, just so that we can have a look at the legs. Something that I have been neglecting. And while we're at it, let's do the glass with a lot of water. Well, I don't want to use that much water. Let's do the glass, which is going to get the 50% water, and you can have a little look at that at the same time. How's everybody doing? Such an international crowd we have. It's so good. Right. What do we think?
Stop, Satana.
Okay. Do we go? Shall we just not go for ABV just yet? I'll give you a little sneak peek on ABV.
Up to maybe around 46.
Let's not shake just yet. Sherry?
It's soccer at maybe 48, 50.
Let's go over the basics. Ex-bourbon, ex-sherry, wine, what do you think?
I think more of sherry.
Right.
Carbonating.
So something sherry winey. It is not a bourbon.
Yummy.
Oops. Almost poured it out. It is dark enough to be sherry.
Get it of Satana.
Peat or no peat?
Oh.
To me, it's pretty obvious peat. It's not super strong.
Very subtle peat coming up.
I mean, it's not Ardbeg peat, but there is peat in there.
Empty glass.
Ooh. Yeah, actually, where's my empty glass? I don't have one today. When we do this pour out, the glass that is almost empty gives away quite a bit of vapor. So it's sort of
I'm taking stock of Satana.
on the nose, the ABV is quite high, but it's not like high 50s or anything like that, but there's a bit of vapor there. So I get slight tobacco-y, licorice-y things going on here as well.
Heathery.
Heathery.
And wine.
You know what in my mind I thought, oh, a bit smoky and a bit sherry. And my mind went to Highland Park, but then I was thinking, where's the sort of matchsticks or the sulfury notes? And I don't think I'm getting that. It's more kind of nut oil, sherry, maybe a little bit of licorice for me. What other notes are you getting? What other notes are you getting?
I'm getting a very subtle smoke.
Subtle
I'm not
smoke.
sure where it's coming from.
Yeah, because now that
it's sort of like a sweet smoke
sweet smoke.
rather than Ardbeg type.
Now that I've had my nose in the glass for a while, the peat smoke has disappeared. It's a bit earthy, isn't it? It's sort of earthy. I wouldn't quite say funky. Maybe there's a tiny cheese note to it.
Milky, creamy peat.
Milky. Yeah, maybe slightly milky. Okay, let's try tasting the 50% water version. Obviously very watery. Tastes like sherry, Oloroso. Slightly sour, maybe.
Oh no, I'm getting a bit of Oloroso. It's a bit sour, citrusy. subtle.
Little bit.
But as you get that in the smell,
Yeah, a little citrusy.
in the smell, I'm getting more of sweet sherry. But the water down, I'm getting more of sour sherry.
I'm hunting for peat or smoke.
I'm not getting much of peat.
It's fairly...
Very subtle smoke.
It's pretty clean, isn't it? It's like a little bit dirty, but... No, slightly funky, but fairly clean. Okay, one sip on the full blast, and then we'll do the ABV shake. Nutty oil. Let's see how strong it is.
Yummy stock sagana. For oh, now I'm getting peat.
Oh, you are?
Sherry, sweet sherry, and peat together.
So you're getting sort of sultanas, peat, and sherry. Quite a bit of pepper, spice.
It just take it off.
Yeah.
Now it got me peppery.
What do you think the ABV is?
48.
Right.
You go higher.
Let's go for an ABV shake. Yeah, it's not super high. Right. This is our bottle. So let's get the bubbles. Let's compare to 46 ABV. Got to be higher than 46, isn't it? 48.
So 48.
Maybe. Let's just go to 50 to confirm. Yeah, probably 46 or 48. What do you think?
48.
Right.
And now I said candy.
Hard candy, is it? Like sweet?
Sort of almost bitter. Okay.
This is... We actually had called... We'd given this a name. Burnt sherry candy.
The first I'm just showing me speaking, but then after that it's sort of but funny.
Okay, hold that just a minute, because I was just going to do ABV. Let's just check we're in the 40s. 4, yes. I do see a 4. So we are not in the 50s. So let's have a quick look at the spreadsheet.
Now it got me up.
So 46 or higher. So it could be anything from here. But a little bit of peat, not Ardbeg 10. Maybe. Who knows? There's a lot. All the way up to 48-ish. Somewhere in here. So you guys have a rummage around there. And we'll keep on tasting.
I get the finish.
Is it are you getting peat or not?
What was remaining in my throat. But no specific flavours.
Now that I've had a little break and I come back, then I get the peat again.
You need to.
Let's try it. Yeah. So those earthy notes, leathery notes, I think it's just the peat getting mixed with the Oloroso. There's some weird... At the finish...
You need to stick it off.
Well, later, like now it's like more... There's a kind of aftertaste which I'm not liking that much now.
Soapy.
Slightly soapy. It's almost like it's artificial sweetener. You know when you have...
Stevia.
Yeah, stevia sweetener or something. Not quite sure if I'm liking that now.
And Gafferdiven. The first but
the first contact is good.
Fantastic.
And then the finish. Slightly toothpaste sweet. It's not minty. I don't know if I'm liking the finish now. What should we compare
it's
with?
Not too bad.
Highland Park, we're going to talk about the shelf after we reveal, but Highland Park 15 is all the way down at the bottom of the shelf. And I don't think that's a Highland Park now, but let's compare. Because I always think of Highland Park as being sort of orangey with the matchsticks. Yeah. Oh, actually, that tastes slightly odd now.
That is so good.
Do you prefer it? That's bottom of the shelf. You realise?
Integrated throughout.
The first half is better than the Highland Park. I'll just put it on the shelf to remind me. I think it might be better. Right, another comparison. Johnny Walker, Green Label. We haven't had that for a long time. It's only 43% though, so it's going to seem pretty weak. But it's sherry and smoke, right?
It's very watered down. Not bad. I thought, look, coming from it.
The Highland Park is better than the Johnny Walker.
I'm surprised about that.
Ugadal, we've got to do it.
Sherry.
Ugadal, sherry and peat.
And the sherry a beat.
But this is 54%. And I don't want to. I don't want to blow our palates away for going back to it. Let's see. Oh, we've only got 1 minute left. Let me put a bit of water in. Oops. Okay, Ardbeg Ugadal versus number 89. Clearly a lot more peat. A lot more ashy. The peat is more dominant than the sherry, isn't it, in the Ugadal? Right, one more taste. Time's up.
It's very smoky. Very smoky.
Time's up. Time's up. We've got to make our guess. One more taste. Quite glassy coming back to it. That's actually better coming back to it after Ugadal. Where on the shelf though?
I think you should blend Ardbeg. But this.
Where on the shelf? It's not top shelf for me. It's going to be somewhere in here. I haven't been paying attention to the chat, of course.
I think it's because of the second half is very disappointing. The first half is fantastic.
Bit mixed on it. Right, chat. Before we get to the reveal. I'm going to quickly scroll up. I'm probably missed a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just looking for guesses, really. Aaron 14, Anuj is guessing. Do you want another clue? Because there's so many in the 46 to 48 range, isn't there? Graham, Green Label is a blended malt. Yes, it is. We don't have any prejudices against blended malts. Jonathan Flowers is guessing 18-year long row. Problem is that there are some batch variations. Oh, yes, not sure what you're talking about. Bishop Burnboy, not the floor. Meaning the bottle's going on the floor. Okay, let's go for...
What about this?
What about this? What?
This.
Yeah. Here's a little clue. I'm going to look at the ABV. Oh, this is going to narrow it down. Ready? Can you read it?
What is the one number?
It's not 46. It says 47. And if we look at the spreadsheet, there are very few that could be 47s. Let's see. Well, it could be Dark Origins. It could be Baller. It could be Hazelburn. I think I think it's got to be one of those three.
I think I'd go for
13
this
year.
because I think it's very sherry.
St George Baller is local. Highland Park. Now, I don't think this is sherry. This is wine. I think we throw this out already. I think we're down to Hazelburn or Highland Park, and I'm not getting the Highland Park. I'm not getting the Highland Park sulfury notes. I'm going to go for Hazelburn, which means we don't really like it. How peaty is Hazelburn? I suddenly thought, oh, it could be Highland Park.
I'm getting a bit of smoke.
Oh, I haven't even done my drawing today. Sorry. For all you art fans, I got something like this, but there's a touch more peat, I think. Something like that. All right, we've waffled on for too long, I think.
It's not beat. So I'll be getting beat.
Well, I thought we're getting peat.
I'm getting smoke.
Okay, let's
Very
not.
subtle.
Let's say it's more like a burnt, ashy stick and a tiny bit of cheese.
But in the glass.
There is something kind of not right in the finish. That's what that blue represents. Well, I'm going for Hazelburn. What are you going for?
I think I go for that one. Give me that one.
Oh, Deepa's making a last minute switch to Highland Park. Whoops, cheers. Ready for the reveal? Here we go. It is 13 years old.
Oh!
It cost us 118, and it is a Campbelltown whiskey. I think we know what that means. It means we don't like Hazelburn.
And remember, Bobby Birthday came me down.
Yeah, Hazelburn, 13, Oloroso.
We Birthday came me down. I'll be 10 years old.
We did visit Springbank.
And it was a 10 year old.
Well, it was just a tiny little sip at the end, and I remember actually not liking it that much. But we tasted a lot of other things.
But it.
Hang on, let's wait, hang on, I get fireworks. No, let's start with you first. You don't get fireworks. I get some fireworks. I feel I'm catching up again a bit. I've had a few recently.
I mean, I actually thought of this first, but I got influenced by the chat.
Ah, influenced by the chat. Oh, that was some weird Hey! Jason!
So where was the smoke coming from? Oh!
Jason sent a super chat. You know what that means, Jason? Hey! And not only that, if I write your name on here, Jason Carroll, making up for the past live streams I've missed. Thanks, Jason. We're going to throw your name into the, whenever we do a next draw, a giveaway, your name is in here, along with a bunch of others. We'll have to think of something.
I'm
Do you like Hazelburn?
I'm getting stuff smoke. The maybe as the sound.
Okay, so let's go back to the bottle here. There has been I heard people say they prefer the 14 year over the 13 year. We bought this one about a year ago. No, more than a year ago. February 2019 from Total Wine. Cost us just under 120. I don't think there's anything particularly interesting on the back. Fresh and refill Oloroso. 12,000 bottles. Fine. Are there any big fans of the Hazelburn then? I think it's time to go to the chat and catch up. Right, let me go back in time and see what I've missed. I'm going to scroll up a bit. I always miss so much. If you're trying to catch our attention, then, well, you know, money's always good, of course. Look, Jason stands out.
Oh, you have to up at the Satana. Great Whiskey Guide.
What is he saying?
I say Satana.
Satana. Sultana. Yeah. Sultana.
Satana.
Yes. Greg, you're going through the double filter of French to English and then English to deaf accent English. Okay, let me scroll down. Early guesses there. What am I missing? Greg is saying, you're getting good at this ABV game. Oh yeah, we are getting pretty good. Early guesses of Dark Origins. That was my first thought. And it could have been a compass box as well until we found out that ABV. Let's see. We've done the shelf bit. All right, I'm going to catch up in the chat because I think a lot of people were guessing the Hazelburn. Greg's Whiskey Guide. Are you sure it was written 47 and not a 2 straight 6? Oh, I see. Yes, well, now we know, don't we? And I do summarize. Sometimes I kind of changed my my plan along the way, but I didn't write 47.1, but that's what it actually is. Gabriel is saying Hazelburn is unpeated, but I get a touch of smoke at the finish on the standard 10.
I'm forgetting that smoke.
I thought it was unpeated as well.
More of a sweet but very subtle smoke.
But it's at the I mean, remember when we first had Springbank 10, we didn't think it was peated, but there is, at the very least, a char to this. Now, it could just be the funkiness, a little bit of cheesiness, but I thought Hazelburn was unpeated as well. But I got the sense that had more of an ashy smokiness about it than the Highland Park, to be honest.
Actually, but to get the set of smoke, but very subtle compared to Highland Park. Ukita.
Yeah. Brendan saying Springbank has left the chat. Donna Pass. When I had mine, you thought it was peated. And was that your own, Tim, or was that a sample of this bottle? Could have been the exact same one. The peat threw everyone off. Yeah. Oh, where's the chat? Peathead, your conclusion's not entirely correct. You do not like this Hazelburn. That could be other expressions you do like. That's right. That's true. You know, this also comes into our not liking Oloroso as much as ex-bourbon as well, maybe. Bishop Burnboy is saying he had a cognac finished Hazelburn. It was really nice. Good. Hazelburn is triple distilled, I think, Brendan. Yes. Let's see. Erwin is also saying he likes the 14-year-old. All right, let me catch up. Can be some barrel char as well, Greg is saying. Yeah. I'm going to try and air out this glass. Matt69, I'm a massive fan of the 14. Got a bottle of the 13 scribbled away for a rainy day. The 14 has that Springbank funk. Does the 13 have it too? Well, in this empty glass, I definitely get charred wood. So maybe it's more barrel char. And a tiny bit of cheesiness, but tiny bit.
I'm getting a bit of ash smoke.
But it's not cheesy in the way... what else did we have that was cheesy recently? Can't remember. Let's talk about the shelf for a little bit. Remember last week we revealed the Longmorn. After the show, we did our little is it better than this, better than this? And it just kept going up. And it's ended up all the way in 3rd place. So another win. Now, the Sherry Hogshead thing, I've got a little follow-up to that because I actually emailed Old Malt Cask. I should make a separate video because there was a nice link. I'll do a little separate video. But basically, yes, Sherry Hogshead is a possibility, but no records for that particular one. The other thing on the shelf, we had to decide if we were going to eliminate Glengoyne 21 or Old Pulteney. And we compared the two. And we like Old Pulteney so much.
17.
Old Pulteney 17. We started to move it up. And it's ended up all the way up here. So even though we didn't like Old Pulteney at the beginning...
it's very classic.
Yeah.
No nonsense.
Yeah, we're really liking it now. And actually just having tasted the Johnny Walker Green label against Highland Park is definitely better. So where are we going to actually put Hazelburn on the shelf?
I actually like it. Only the finish. The second half is disappointing. The first half is fantastic.
Definitely tastes ashy to me. In a nice way. First 20%, 30%. First impression is fantastic.
But the sherry satanas.
Finish. It's the finish that lets it down. It's like the nose is the best. The palate is good. The second half of the palate falls down. The finish is this weird artificial.
I don't mind the finish. It's not that bad. But yeah, a bit soapy.
A bit soapy?
I mean, a bit of toothpaste.
A bit of toothpaste soap. I'm going to go somewhere in here. Would you rather have other things? Or would you rather have Hazelburn? That will adjust as we settle in. Oh, Brendan, I found a store with Old Malt Cask. Hey! And I notice, 3 out of the top 6 are those. So are they worth taking a chance on? Well, Old Malt Cask, independent bottler, of course, which means every bottle is a single cask, which means every bottle could be good, bad, whatever. We have really enjoyed the ex-bourbon, well, actually the long one should be ex-sherry, but we've really enjoyed the refill 20-year-old plus bottles. And that is what is up there. 21-year Ardmore, 21-year Longmorn, 18-year Ben Nevis. In fact, our top 10 is just full of independent bottles, isn't it? Because they're good value. Right. Oh yeah, I forgot again. So we think that it was Anuj. Anuj, were you first? Who was the first to guess it? Greg is saying Oloroso sherry can turn cheesy sometimes. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That could explain when it's not top quality sherry but seasoned, in my opinion. Is anything not seasoned these days, Greg? I mean, it's not as if they're shipping barrels of sherry to the UK anymore, is it? So there's no transport casks. But seasoned, do you mean like 3 months seasoned versus 2 years seasoned? Right. Anuj, unless someone claims differently, tell us, top shelf, bottom shelf, deeper side, my side, middle, or some other explanation, and we will pick the next bottle. Is it getting better? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, I would rather have this than Glendronach 18. Oh, the finish though. See, I was winning.
So good.
I was convinced, and then it turns slightly worse. No.
Damn it.
Stupid Hazelburn. You were so close. Yeah, short time sherry cask is seasoned. Well, you know, part of this thing I was talking about with the Old Malt Cask, there's a video which I will link to where they talk about seasoning the barrels for 2 years. So, I mean, that's a real seasoning, isn't it? That's for Ardmore. They're the barrels for Ardmore, which is also Hunter Lang, right? When you say cheese, any particular sort of cheese? First Phil is saying. Yes, Deepa, you actually said goat's cheese, didn't you? It was more goat's cheese.
Farmy sour.
I say the nose is the best. The start of the palate is down a notch, and the finish is disappointing. Oh, what are we picking?
Bottom.
Let's see. Where? Phil's side.
Spot.
Back left bottle on the bottom. The last bottle you would reach for, that is. Okay, the very... Hang on, bottom left. Yeah, you're left. This is the very back corner. Here it is. Number 90. Number 90.
Ja, the funny, but soapy.
New glass. Are we going to get something?
I possibly drinking for the first half.
You want to keep drinking just because you want to keep drinking.
No.
We've had so many dark whiskies. I just hope something light shows up, just for a change.
There's a butter or a noose.
Let's see what we get. Here it is, number 89. It's another dark one. Well, you know, it is medium dark. Well, it's got some pretty big bubbles. That is pure grass.
Oh, that doesn't not bourbon.
Pure grass, honestly. Pure cut grass. I have no idea what that is.
Much.
I know, but I was so shocked by it. It's like cut grass, isn't it?
Wheat grass.
Oh, I forgot the pick. Thanks, Anuj. Anything else to say? Doug is just in time to see the end. And everyone's saying you guys are having so much fun. Oh yeah, big bubbles. I wonder what the ABV is. Graham is saying Dalmore uses PX Solera casks from Gonzalez Baez. Wow, how did they get to the Solera casks? I mean, those things are used for 100 years, I thought. All right. What, you've had another sip? We will see you over at Roy's, and we will catch you on Sunday to find out what number 90 is.